Hi everybody, greetings from isolation. These are interesting times. I would argue that by the time this is all over, we might return to some semblance of normalcy, but I don't think any of us are going to be the same again, because this is one of those serious wake-up calls that the earth likes to shake at us every now and then. Of course, every generation has their moment. This is ours, right? And there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unease. Some people are remaining positive about everything unfolding in the way that they're ideally projecting, and we should all continue to do that. Project the most happy outcome you can imagine, and project that into the universe. But having said that, there are problems that need to be addressed. There are things happening, and and a lot of people, I think, feel like the system has climbed like an enormous game of Jenga that has eroded the bottom, then the middle, and everything is precariously sitting on top and just wobbling. And this is not just our economy, this is the whole world, this is everything. This is this level of ease that we all, in this part of the world anyway, experience. And those of us in more affluent communities, even in this part of the world, get to experience a certain amount of ease. There's unease for a lot of people, and now we're experiencing it. And it can be galvanizing. It can lead us to finding a compassionate state within ourselves to have this kind of understanding. But it also goes to show you how monolithic this whole structure really is, and how we have really shackled ourselves to the dependencies of this system. These little awakenings cause a lot of depression in a lot of people, and just looking around is causing a lot of depression. So let's talk about that for just a moment. And I suffer from depression. I go through periods of, and I wouldn't even call it just this hopeless. A lot of people don't really understand what depression really feels like. In some cases, in my case, it's just a complete lack of interest in anything. It's a complete disengagement from everything, and it's a feeling of hopelessness. Like, what's the point? What's the point of it all, right? And in its times there, I have to give myself the same advice that I would give to you or to any one of my friends in a situation like that. We have to give ourselves the advice we know is truthful from our intrinsic knowing. And in that sense, I would say if you are experiencing a certain amount of unease and a certain amount of depression here, then look to those who can offer a positive spin and something that will always say, yeah, but there's this. Hey, rely on those people. It's helpful, because the thing is that if you continue to engage in people who are stuck in their hopelessness and not looking to get out of it, not looking to see how they can be transformed by it or what they're going to come out on the other side as, then it's every bit as contagious as this virus. And it spreads, and it's not helpful. So, but people will continue down whatever road they need to get whatever lessons they need to get. That's just my little quick thought on the whole thing. But again, I do bring up depressing topics from time to time, everybody, and it's because that they need to be addressed. And here we are in the perfect state. I look at this whole situation, this whole state of virus, this whole state of lockdown, I look at this as the wake-up call that we should have spent the last 20 years scrambling to address. Climate change was too abstract for us. We'd get the occasional hurricane that would wipe out the occasional city, and insurance companies would rebuild in time. But for many of us, we have not been directly affected. We watched the fires rage in California. We watch the fires rage in Australia. We see the stuff happening on the news, and we are aware of it, but we're not connecting the dots to what the greater implications are because it hasn't yet affected us personally. So now the whole world gets a moment to sit and to experience our thoughts, to think about the paradigms that we subscribe to and go along with. And we have the moment to imagine something different, something better. And I'll just give you a perfect example. Imagine if when you went to buy a house and they sold you your landscaping upgrade package, what if it wasn't all ornamentals? What if they offered you the ability to put in a food garden for you and keep you one step closer, like the American dream, to have a piece of property and a homestead on it, even if it's in an urban development? What if, with all the parks that they put around the communities within the insides, as they have for the last at least 20 years, what if some of those were community food gardens? What if your homeowners association fees paid for the ability to go, and they just, instead of you volunteering, which would be ideal, but many of us are busy, what if you just paid a fee to have it cared for the same way as the grass is cut and the trees are trimmed? What if one of you took this idea, because I'm just an idea guy, you know, it takes me, I have a hard time keeping up with the ideas I have, but what if one of you people who is community minded and engaged and in the ability to contact somebody within their homeowners association or something, why not offer up, hey, why don't we look at some type of community garden? Why don't we look at something that protects our community and gives us an opportunity to go out and spend time with each other, and on the Saturdays and Sundays to volunteer time in it, or to go and pick up the produce if you're just investing in it through fees or what other things. These are simple solutions that can happen everywhere, that can transform this state of insecurity and dependency. Nobody's advocating for it because we're not quite yet aware of the need for change and how vulnerable we really are. But these are just things to think about. Anyway, enough of my yapping. I'm going to go ahead and sing a song for you guys. I'm having kind of a down day, and so I'm just not feeling as joyous as I have been in the last couple of days. This is hitting me in different weird ways. You know, a lot of people would be like, "Why joyous? We're struggling out here." Yeah, there's struggle. I'm struggling too, and there's concern. I'm worried. Jane goes every day and works as a nurse. She could bring it home to us. There's no amount of isolation we can do to stay 100% safe. So, and being around each other all the time, you know, we love each other dearly, the kids and I, and we have a good, healthy situation here. But you, like me, I'm sure a lot of you are realizing, you know, sometimes you just need your little space, you need your time. Sometimes all these conflicting emotions, they're hard to navigate. And a lot of you people, I'm sure, are experiencing a dark cloud over you, the same as I am right now, and better days are coming. We are in our cocoons. We're going into our cocoons. In this cocoon, we will transform, and when we emerge, I hope we will have improved. I hope we will have become something more, better than we are as a society and as individuals. If we're not better tomorrow than we are today, we're doing it wrong. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind the lies. No one knows what it's like to be hated, what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind the lines. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my rambling. I sure hope everybody's doing well out there, and I sure hope everybody is dealing okay with everything that life is confronting you with at this moment. And I wish for you harmony. I wish for you comfort. I wish for you some sort of sense that things are going to be okay. They're just going to be different. There's no better time for different than now, right? There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do, and let's not leave it up to our kids to have to do. Let's not leave it up to our grandkids to have to do. Right? We had the party. We made the mess. Let's clean it up. All right, everybody. Thank you. Be good out there. Stay positive.